What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Steve, with Show Me Reptiles. So I've got a really exciting show tonight. Some questions that have kind of been itching me that I think Scott might have a little bit of the answers for. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and bring Scott out, and we're going to just dive right into this, guys. Buckle up. Let's go. Oh, no. It looks like Scott is in the middle of loading right now.
Yeah.
So
I'm here.
While he's waiting, I do have something to go ahead and throw out there for everybody. A little bit of the Show Me experience for everybody here. Well, I saw Scott for a second on the backstage, and now I'm seeing a frozen hand. Come on back with me, Scott. There you are. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man?
Hey, so to get things started, why don't you tell everybody who you are and what you do for Show Me? What's your title?
So I'm Scott. I'm the lead coordinator with Show Me Reptiles. Been around here for 3-4 years now. So basically, as lead coordinator, I kind of help teach everybody what to do in the shows, keep everybody organized, book our hotels. I set the schedule. I do all that kind of stuff.
Right on, right on. And how long have you been with Show Me Reptiles, Scott?
It's like 3-4 years now. Seems like longer, but it's it's been part of a lifestyle. So
And that's no lie, man. I feel like I've seen you at the Blue Springs show since I very first started coming through the door. And I don't think the Show Me shows without thinking about your face first. It just is what it is. So you kind of jumped into it, being lead coordinator with some of the things that you oversee for Show Me. You said that you do help set scheduling and things like that for the team as well.
yeah, I make the schedule, so I kind of designate who goes where and all that kind of stuff.
I tell you, I've gone to a few shows with a few of the coordinators, and when Scott goes through the door, if you're lucky enough to be at the show with him, no matter what happens, I feel like you've already seen it at some point or been a part of something with that. Do you remember the first show that you did with Show Me?
Well, technically, the first show I did was one of our last Venom Fest shows. The random one we did down Potosi.
That's a really cool one to start with.
Yeah. Mickey needed somebody else to run with him, so I ran down there with him. And then my first travel show was Greenville, South Carolina. I did that with Sam back in the day.
So then we're talking about going back 3 or 4 years, and there's been so many transformations inside of Show Me. And I've been on the outside of it, but I've seen it. I feel like we're in a very strong shift right now in the positive direction. So I'm definitely excited to be over here. I mean, we're out here repping this stuff, guys. Don't sleep on Show Me for sure. So when you very first started, the team wasn't as big as what it is today, right?
No, it's a much smaller team. There's only a couple of us. Now we're 3-4 times that size as far as coordinators, and I think I'm the only original coordinator left. So,
and did you train directly with Mickey then?
Yeah, Mickey ran me through the details when I did the show with him. Back then, we weren't as organized. We weren't, most of our stuff ran off a printed off clipboard. So we just took a little sheet with us. I printed out 3-4 days for the show, and we just ran off of that. That was all the information we had for the show.
And
So things
and
have
that's
changed a lot.
and that's probably why, like I said, when you go to a show with Scott, it doesn't matter what you run into, because you're going back to the beginning days, the pen and pad. And you know, one thing that I learned and I admired in going out, you guys really are setting up a show from scratch.
Yeah.
From absolute scratch. Has that changed at all since the beginning, or?
In some ways it has, some ways it hasn't. And it's still a grassroots thing. I mean, we go out there, we find a venue, we set it up, and then we go out there. We just have to kind of figure it out a lot of times. The venue has their parameters, what rules they have for the building, and we have to work around those and just kind of make things happen. We've gotten a lot better at trying to organize things and having our own processes to get things rolling a bit smoother. But a lot of times you got to kind of go with what the venue allows. So it's always kind of an audible situation.
Sure, sure. And I know that this is a hard question, and you've been at this point, have you been to every state that Show Me is in?
Every state, no, I have not. I try to. I can only do a lot of my big traveling during the wintertime when my day job's slower. And I've been trying to make all the shows. I still need to hit Texas. We got a couple shows popped up this year that we haven't been to at all yet as a company. So obviously I
Yeah.
want to get on those at some point, but I've been to the majority of places, at least the same state.
So the shows that you're talking about that have just popped up that we haven't been to, so there's New Mexico, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And then Eugene, is that another one, or have we had?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, we
I
haven't
thought
had anything on the West Coast yet. We haven't touched that area yet. So we got Oregon popping up this year too.
that's exciting. That's
Yeah.
exciting. So I tell you what, man, it's time, Scott. I wanted to get through the meat and taters there, but it's time for some truth bombs. So I'm going to ask you a little bit more in depth about Show Me Reptiles and kind of some of the transformation stuff. I know we haven't really talked about this, and I didn't tell you the questions, so I just wanted to see what your direct responses would be to kind of keep it natural. So one thing that I've kind of ran into is, so occasionally I hear vendors complaining about other show promotions. How do you go about those situations when you're the lead coordinator at the show, and that gets brought up to you?
Sure. I mean, most time it comes in a form of, hey, XYZ promotion doesn't do this. I'm glad you guys do. So I try to focus on the positives. I try to focus on, yeah, we do that to help you guys. I mean, that's kind of our mission, is to, help vendors out, grow their business and bring, what they have and what they bring to the table to the public. We want to grow the community. So we just try to focus on the positives of growing the community, and not to break down other promotions either. Cause I mean, they are our competition, but they're still part of the hobby. So us talking crap on them isn't helping anybody out in the long run. So I just try to go, well,
Not sure
we do
exactly
this to
what
try to help you
happened
guys,
there.
but yeah. Nope.
Looks like Scott is having some difficulties.
Nope.
So what we're going to do, guys, you know what it is. All right. So I've got you
Yeah.
back.
Okay.
I loved what you were saying. So that's definitely a different take on the direction I was asking the question. And that's great. That's absolutely great to hear coming from you. I guess the direction that I was coming from, because I've had some people come up to me and, you know, for the most part, it's like you said, they've got something to say bad about another promotion. And it's almost as if they think if they say that, it's going to help them throughout Show Me or something along those lines. And it's really not the case. We treat all of our vendors the same. And I've seen that throughout the whole coordinator team. So hats off to you because your guys are definitely doing a great job. Um, so here's one then. So you can't navigate away from this one. Tell me about a time that you consider to be a really bad Show Me situation. At whether it be a show that you were at. I would almost whoa, that's how you do it. I would almost prefer it be a show that you were at and maybe how you saw it handled or how you personally handled it.
I'm sure. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind off that was the situation we had, I think it was last year, where basically I had to let a vendor know, like, hey, you're not welcome at our shows. He was actually booking tables through another vendor and just adjoining tables with them and not using his business name and getting around that way because I didn't know the guy. I wasn't aware the
Sure.
situation happened until after someone else brought it to my attention. I was like, okay, so close show it, message the guy, be like, hey, you know, just coming from the top here, you're no longer welcome at our shows. There's been some issues in the past, the situation. Sorry about it. The guy started a smear campaign online and just started talking all kinds of smack on us, started dragging Mickey through the mud. It was a whole thing.
And that's something else that I do end up hearing quite a bit is for some reason people have a lot to say about Mickey.
Sure.
Okay. And I feel like there's obviously a common misconception. Okay.
Yeah.
He's very accessible to the community. He's very open. Anybody can reach out to him. He will get back to you. He may not be able to get back to you immediately, but he is a public figure and he will help if he can. He's done so much for the reptile industry as a whole. Why do you think some of that negativity comes the Show Me direction?
I think it's one of those things. We are a show that we have higher standards in a lot of ways. So there's vendors that we don't allow at our shows for XYZ reasons. You ban someone from your show, they're not always gonna be your friend. And they're gonna, not tell the truth of why they're banned. They're just gonna make it as Mickey's dick. It's gonna come out as all kind of different reasons. And it's just going to perpetuate itself. Rumors start and it just circles around.
Yeah, and so I'm sure that Mickey probably wouldn't like me discussing this, but I'm going to anyways. So I know that there's been some negativity internal with the Show Me team, and I know personally of at least two occasions where very, very large amounts of money disappeared. Um, those people also had a bunch of adverse things to say off of the aspect of, well, they stole. Um, is that something that you've seen throughout the team? Because you mentioned you're the only original coordinator. Was that kind of a common thread that because we don't see that stuff now?
Sure.
So
Um, yeah, and I'm not gonna say it's a widespread thing. I mean, we had those isolated incidences where it didn't happen. But the vast majority of the team just it's a demanding job. It takes a lot. It's kind of like I said earlier, it's a lifestyle in some ways. So not everybody can do this job forever. So people leave for their own reasons. So it's not like everyone's just stealing money and that's why people leave here. Um, but it is a job that Mickey kind of has to trust you with large amounts of money sometimes. So things happen because people suck. So it's not a big thing that happens all the time, but it's happened. And I just hope it didn't happen anymore.
yeah, it breaks my heart for Mickey because ever since I've started, he's always shot me straight. I've not ran into any of the negativity that I haven't seen it. So I guess what keeps you here, Scott? What's
I
kept
mean,
you throughout? You've seen a lot of people come and go.
sure. I mean, it's a passion thing for me. It's something I enjoy doing. I love the animals, love the community. Mickey's a good dude. He's always treated me right. He's always done right by me. So I've got no reason to leave. Something I just love doing, and I'm gonna keep doing it.
And before I was over on the team, like I said, when I thought about Show Me, I saw your face. I always thought Mickey too, but you were a face that I saw over and over and over and over and over again. I always loved the pictures of you and Mickey on the road. You guys always looked like you were having so much fun, and now I've traveled with him, and I know you were having fun.
Yeah.
But okay, so what are some of the landmark things that you think helped change and develop Show Me Reptiles into what it is today?
Um, I mean, things changed a lot with Mickey's separation. We kind of went from, like I said, doing things on a clipboard, just kind of flying by the seat of our pants and just making things happen. We really started to kind of hone in. Mickey got the new website rolling. We had a lot of big changes that came out through that. The website in itself, launching that was kind of a hurdle because it was an adjustment for the vendors to adjust to from using, just emailing in, they're going to be at XYZ show to actually using the website, booking shows. We rolled out the pay as you go programs and all that kind of stuff. So it's been a gradual, almost training course to train the vendors how to use the site, how to use pay as you go. All those little bitty incremental things that help build us where we are now. There's been a lot of challenges along the way of helping get everybody on board on the same page, as well as, growing the team. So I've had to train a buttload of people to not only do the job in general, but learn how to train the vendors, how to book our tables and book shows and, use pay as you go and pay for their tables and all these other things. We've become a much bigger, better monster, so to speak, than when we first kind of started out.
So you mentioned the separation. You think through the stress of the separation, how do you think that affected Show Me as a brand?
Um, I mean, during that time, it was tough. Mickey's a dude with a huge heart. I know it was a tough time for him. He was really kind of struggling with a lot of different things, personally. So I mean, this was Mickey's dog. He lives with me now because that time was so tough on him. It's gonna happen to show up at the right time. But it's a tough time for him. So he had to kind of really sit back for a little bit and kind of focus on himself for a little while, and then came back out of it and just really kind of took off back into the company.
Yeah. Do you think so I was around during that time frame, not with Show Me, but I've always kind of been present in the reptile industry and stuff, and I never miss a Show Me show that's within a couple hours of where I'm at. Um, do you think during that time, I don't know. So basically, do you think that helped strengthen the Show Me mission? It
Yeah, I
almost
think so.
it sounds
Yeah,
like it because you mentioned the pay as you go and the website, and I didn't realize that those were things that came after the fact.
yeah,
Um, that's a lot on somebody's plate, especially at that type of juncture. Uh, that's just a lot.
yeah.
So something else that I noticed about Show Me Reptiles. We're gonna go ahead and let's talk about COVID for a minute and helping keep the reptile industry alive and thriving.
Sure.
Um, so a lot of the show promotions they shut down, which that absolutely hurt the breeders, hurt the vendors. Um, how did Show Me go about approaching that?
It's hard for me to say because I wasn't part of the team when COVID was like, a thing in 2020. I kind of came in near the tail end of COVID. I was still going to the shows when there were shows. Um, And I know Mickey was really big on trying to keep the industry alive. And before Mickey did Show Me Reptiles or Show Me Snakes at that time, he was a vendor. He sold snakes. So he knew how important it was to have that outlet to sell snakes and to, keep his customer base and all that kind of stuff. So he knew how important that was to keep the community and the industry going, is to keep these shows going. So he found any avenue he could to keep the shows alive.
Yeah, yeah. Just the fact that he was keeping the shows running and allowing people to come in. I mean, yes, we masked up, but we were masking up everywhere, and people were just afraid of people at that time frame. It was just an insane, crazy time, but that kind of helped keep me level through those times. So you haven't been with Show Me quite 5 years, but
No.
when you first started with Show Me, did you think you would eventually be the lead coordinator, or did you start with this thinking I'm going to do this for the summer, or how did that transpire?
When I first started, it was kind of hard to say. Things were, like I said, a lot different then. Things were kind of rocky. I liked the team, I liked the people I worked with at that time. I was working with Sam and Cody primarily. Those are great guys. I don't talk to Sam so much anymore, but I was hanging out with Cody last night. He's a good dude. And obviously Mickey's one of my closest friends. So these are people that I really kind of naturally was inclined to be friends with. So I figured it'd be a thing I'd do for a little while at least. It is a thing that it takes all my time and weekends away and stuff like that. Fortunately, my wife works weekends most times. I don't really miss time with her. The only thing I miss out is time with my kid, which I'm with him every night of the week when I'm here. So works out.
And it becomes a family. You
Sure.
know, I've been over here for like 5 months now, 6 months, something like that. And you're just spending so much time with those people in the vehicle, in the hotel, eating dinner. Because when you go to these places, people are thinking, oh, hey, oh, that's awesome. You're going out here. I wished I could go. They don't
Sure.
know that the work starts when your butt hits the seat and you start going there. It depends on when setup is. It depends on if we have to take tables, um, things like that. So,
Shoot, that the work starts way before then, buddy. It's getting those vendors to sign up for the shows, getting tickets sold, advertising for these shows, for me, booking hotels, scheduling everybody. The work doesn't stop. It's a 24/7 job, man.
I hear that. So, um, where do you see Show Me Reptiles in 5 years, brother?
Oh man, the last 3, 4 have been so crazy.
I
Just the
know,
the
right?
leaps and bounds we made. It's so hard to say where we're going to be in 5 years. We're just now breaking the cusp of being a nationwide show promotion. So I'd love to see that continue to grow. I it's gonna be interesting to see because I know we base all of our coordinators out of here in Missouri. So I love to keep it that way. I don't know how feasible it's going to be if we have twice the amount of shows all across the country. We might need to start doing satellites again. I don't know. It's finding the right people in the right places. But yeah, I'd love to see us continue to grow, continue to develop. Our website continues to grow and change and make things better and easier all the time. I think that's probably our next couple of big hurdles is get the website a little bit more fine tuned and get things a little bit more accessible to people. Once that's rolling, I think, we're going to be the big name out there. I mean, we're never going to be like the NERBC 10 Lee show, but we're the community show for everybody. People have to travel across the country to go to our shows. We bring it to
Oh
the
yeah.
backyard. So
Oh
we're the
yeah.
we're the community show. We're the show for the keepers, for the hobbyists. We're not the elite, but we're for everybody. And that's what I like about the show.
I don't know, man. I love Show Me. I love the Show Me shows. The diversity in the animals, the atmosphere, the coordinators. It's such a good time. It
Yeah.
really is. So I guess Scott, we're getting close to wrapping up here, but what do you have to tell people coming out to one of your shows, or possibly new breeders that are thinking about vending? why they should come out, Scott?
Like I said, I think we're a company that's for the community itself. I mean, if you're interested in this hobby, you're interested in reptiles, you're interested in amphibians, exotics, all that stuff, we're the place for you. Especially if you're just starting out. We make things really easy for you to, we have the pay as you go. You can book, all of your shows for the year without putting money down right away. So it's very affordable to work shows with us. And we have a great team with customer service to help you every step of the way. I said someone today messaged me saying, "Hey, it's my first show. I just booked this, and that. Can you confirm my tables for me?" Sure, I got you. Yep, you're booked for this show and this show. You're good to go, man. What other questions you got? He's like, "Oh, I'm just really nervous. It's my first show." Cool. I got you. Anything you need, hit me up. I'm not working this first show with you, but these are your coordinators. Feel free to reach out to them. They'll help you any step of the way. Any questions you have, anything you need, you reach out to us. We got you. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of you.
And you can guarantee Scott knows that back end for signing up the shows. Because like he said, he's been at clipboard and pen. Nobody's more appreciative than Scott to have that in rotation. And the newer upgrades since I started, I got to see it a little bit, man. I'm glad I didn't have to train on the other direction. You were right holding off on that.
Yeah.
That's really all I've got for you, Scott. Thank you for letting me kind of rough you up a little bit, dude. I loved your responses. And I appreciate you, brother. And what show is everybody going to see you at next, Scott? Where can people come find you?
It's funny. This is my longest break I've had, I think, since I've worked here. So I'm not working a show to the end of August. I'm working in our Atlanta show.
Buckle up. Have you seen the schedule?
I know. That's kind of why I'm not so worried about taking this little break. Because once September hits,
dude,
I'm gone. It's over. I normally don't go every weekend till winter, but like we're busy. So luckily my day job's hiring the guy to help me out because I'm gonna need a couple more days off. So.
And that's the other thing about Scott, guys. So everybody sees him around the Show Me shows. You've seen him for years. He also works another full-time job, dude. The guy is busy and he does it all for you guys, man. So Scott, I appreciate you coming on, brother. And I will talk to you soon.
Absolutely, buddy. Thanks again.
All right. Later. I love it, dude. I love it. Great responses. I wasn't sure exactly how he was going to answer some of those questions. I thought he was very forthcoming with the information. And guys, he was talking about it, a lot of really cool stuff coming up around the corner. I'm going to go ahead and play something. This is kind of the Show Me first portion of August. Show Me experience stuff coming up, guys.
Let's go!
Yes!
Yeah!
What's Colubrid Fest?
What?
You understand now? Peace out, Pharrell. I'll see you there.
All right, guys, that's a wrap for Generally Speaking tonight. Same time, same place, same channel. Peace. I'm out.